Joining us on the broadcast are our team of reporters from every vantage point where these mock drills are being conducted. I'd like to introduce Ashraf Wani, who's joining us from Srinagar, Sunil Bhattji from Jammu, Kamaljeet Sandhu from Chandigarh, Asim Bassi from Amritsar, and Brijesh Doshi from Ahmedabad. But of course, I'd like to come to you, Ashraf, first to get a sense of how the mock drills are panning out in Srinagar, because Srinagar particularly is sensitive. Also, the civilians here are fairly privy to how the forces conduct their operations in these sensitive times. How are they reacting to the mock drill?
Absolutely. Basically, we are seeing that these mock drills are currently going on in the two districts. Particularly, the focus has been given to the border districts, which are very mainly targeted by the Pakistani shelling and any kind of tension on the border. First of all, affect those districts, which is Baramulla, Kupwara and Bandipora. In these three districts, mock drill has been scheduled from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and also in the Anantnag district. But it is very important to convey our audiences that this Operation Shield is not only for any kind of a strike or any kind of attack from Pakistan, but also the other parameters like any kind of eventuality, maybe the earthquake, maybe the some other disaster. Those all things are taken into the consideration in this mock drill. The Anantnag has been chosen because the annual Amarnath Yatra is starting on the 7th of July. So there are chances of weather scenario. Sometimes there are floods, cloud bursts. That is why the civil population as well as the people associated with the fire services and other disaster management services are doing this mock drill here in the Kashmir Valley. But as you clearly said that during the Operation Sindoor, we have seen the preparedness and also the advanced mock drill in the border areas of Kashmir Valley helped a lot. It not only helped in the safety of the civilians who were evacuated earlier before the Operation Sindoor from the border terminals, and also on that day, that has given some edge to the safety and security of the border population, particularly in the Kashmir Valley as well as in the Jammu region. But here, this mock drill has been told is not only in the consideration with the Operation Sindoor and other operations maybe in the future with the Pakistan, but also for any kind of adverse calamity or any kind of disaster which may be occur,
Right.
so that the population, civil population remains aware, particularly the students and the school children in the different areas.
Oh yes, certainly. Every age group reacts very differently, and which is why I want to go to Sunilji Bhatt next to get a sense of how the mock drills are panning out in Jammu, especially because the last time around the mock drills were conducted, Pakistan was particularly spooked, and they do have this sense of fear when an exercise like this is performed on our side on whether India could strike. Now, while the statements are very clear that this is basically to give the civilians a sense of how to react in such situations, over to you, Sunilji Bhatt, for what's happening on the ground in Jammu regarding the mock drills.
Yes, mock drills are being conducted in many parts of Jammu and Kashmir, particularly in border areas. Even in Jammu district, mock drills are being conducted at various places near the India-Pakistan international border. So, contingency plans are being made and people are being sensitized as to how they should respond to in a crisis-like situation. So, this is being done to prepare people because recently we saw that during Operation Sindoor, people, there was little fear in people that how they should respond. So that is why people are being sensitized that how should they respond to the situation whenever there is a crisis. And these kind of mock drills are being conducted in many parts of Jammu and Kashmir, in schools, in hospitals, and there will be a blackout also between 8 p.m. and 8:15 p.m. So this is being done as part of overall, mock drill exercises. As Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that Operation Sindoor has not been called off. The operation is still on. Only a pause button has been pressed. So that is why these exercises are being conducted in border areas to sensitize people that how they should save themselves during a crisis-like situation. The there are bunkers there in border areas, and people have been demanding that more bunkers should be built. Yesterday only, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, while he was on a visit to Poonch district of Jammu and Kashmir, said that government will build more bunkers in border areas so that people can save their lives during Pakistani shelling. After Modi government came to power, a large number of bunkers were built in areas near the India-Pakistan international border, as well as in the areas near the line of control. And during the recent conflict also, a large number of people were able to save their lives because of those bunkers. But there is a demand that is coming on from these areas that more bunkers need to be built in border areas.
Oh yes, absolutely. And I'd also like to bring in Kamaljeet Sandhu, who's joining us from Chandigarh. Now Kamaljeet, an exercise like this can only be successful when the people fully cooperate, because some may not show that level of seriousness, thinking that it's a mock drill. But Chandigarh is an important city, and fact remains that people need to be prepared for any sort of a contingency or emergency situation. How are people really reacting to it? How is the success rate of the mock drill so far?
So when Operation Sindoor happened, the situation was such that everybody, be it the administration or the civil defense, had to hit the ground running. But this time around, since 1971, there was a word that there wasn't any sort of a mock drill of that extent of a warlike situation. So when they have time, they have done not just the air sirens, they've done preparations for a swarm drone attack. And what we saw was entire mock drill really unfold before us. Now it did look very smooth, but situation like these really say things can actually be full of turmoil. But this is to actually see whether your systems are in place, whether your civil defense and the administration are working in tandem, and whether there's one nodal point. And this is where this entire thing is done. And remember, Chandigarh is important not because it just has Chandi Mandir and the Western Command, but also many sensitive civil and military locations right here in and around Chandigarh. So it becomes very important, and that's what we're trying to show you out here, is how these particular ambulances have been put in fold. What we'll try and see is if we can get you a word from the DC. Sir, you are on live at this point of time. DC sir, you're live on India Today. If you can, do tell us.
हमारा सेकंड जो मॉक ड्रिल है सिविल डिफेंस की ऑपरेशन शील्ड के नाम से, वो हम कर रहे हैं. और इसमें हमने जो हमारे कुछ विक्टिम्स हैं जो हमने एनविसाज किए थे एयरफोर्स स्टेशन से, उनको हम लेकर के आए हैं सेक्टर 47 कम्युनिटी सेंटर में.
So you had to hit the ground running. Are you satisfied with how the systems are working in place? And if, because there is a pause on Operation Sindoor, are you satisfied, or do you think more needs to be done? And what do you really want to appeal to the people of Chandigarh?
Well, today's exercise was to ascertain the promptness of our emergency services, and by and large they have acted very promptly, be it civil defense establishment, be it home guards, health, fire services. They have all responded timely. However, we have identified certain gaps also, and eventually in times to come we will try to fill these gaps so that in subsequent times we are fully prepared.
So there it is, what we're trying to show you. That was DC who's speaking to us. But remember, this is where the injured or the supposed injured were brought in, and this is where the systems have been put in place. But this is to ensure that these entire systems are working. Now here it is, we're just trying to show you. This is where the emergency staff is working. So this is a system which is being put in place. So this is where what we're trying to show you is a mock drill which is underway. And remember, this is the civil defense. आप लोगों को क्या बोला गया? कब से आप लोग यहाँ पे लगे हुए हैं? So maybe perhaps not wanting to speak at this point of time, आप ये बताइए क्या ट्रेनिंग है खास तौर पे इस माहौल में जहाँ पे वॉर लाइक सिचुएशन हो सकती है?
देखिए, ये पिछले 1 घंटे से वॉर का हमने सिचुएशन बनाया है, और अभी हम ये जितने यहाँ 47 में विक्टिम हैं, ये इनको कहीं ना कहीं विक्टिम को चोट लगी हुई है, किसी के पैर में चोट लगा हो, किसी के हाथ में चोट लगा हो. ये दिखा रहा है कि जब वॉर के सिचुएशन में कभी हवाई मार्ग से कोई बम आके गिरता है नीचे और कोई बिल्डिंग कोलैब होती है, उसमें किसी विक्टिम को चोट लगती है, तो कैसे हमारी सिविल डिफेंस टीम, हमारी डिजास्टर इंस्ट्रक्टर किस तरीके से हम रिस्पॉन्स करके उन विक्टिम को सेफली बाहर निकाल सकते हैं, ये हम यहाँ पर करके दर्शा रहे हैं. और यहाँ पे कुछ विक्टिम हैं जिन्हें बिल्डिंग कोलैब के दौरान चोट लगी है, और हमारी टीम आकर यहाँ पर इनको रेस्क्यू कर रही है. मेडिकल की टीम मौजूद है यहाँ पे. अब इनको जैसे ही हमें थोड़ा रिलीफ मिलता है, हम इनको इवैक्यूएशन के थ्रू इमरजेंसी मूव.
evacuation process. Section 19 Civil Defence Rules 1968, under which the MHA has directed all these exercises to be taken place, especially regarding the western borders, which shares, and remember Punjab shares 553 kilometers of western border, but Chandigarh and Haryana are there. And remember, a significant part of it is the blackout, which will take place in Punjab in various sectors between 8 to 10 p.m. But in Chandigarh, what we're going to see is a 10-minute blackout between 8 to 8:10. And here you see is a mammoth effort underway to ensure, and this is a community center which has been thrown open to ensure that this entire mock drill exercise does take place. So here we are. Look at this. This is where they've actually opened and filled in form to actually identify, and look at the water being given out here. So clearly the drill is taking place as if actual things are taking place. So clearly a test, and this test could be something which could come in use if Operation Sindoor unfolds once again. But remember, nothing to panic. The administration has sent out a word that this is just a mock drill.
Yes.
Remember, this is part of the exercise Operation Shield, which is now unfolding. And clearly, a lot of efforts being undertaken at this point of time. And what we're trying to show you is this entire civil defense exercise working in tandem to ensure that the country has a better response system.
Oh yes, absolutely. In fact, do stay on with us as I also bring in Asim Bassi, who's joining us from Amritsar. And Asim, one thing that is very important is the cooperation of civilians at a time like this. The good thing also is that between the first phase and the second phase, there is more mental preparation and realization because Operation Sindoor has happened and people understand the times that we are going through as a country. So with the result, they want to be safer, secure, cooperate with our forces such that, God forbid, such a situation happens, but if it does, we are better prepared.
Yes, definitely, because in the first phase also we saw that the people of Amritsar, especially the border region, because Amritsar is very strategically very important because the airport also, and also Pakistan is just 25 kilometers from here. So people of Amritsar cooperated at that time also, and now also the people are showing full cooperation. And here I'm in Ranjit Avenue. We can see that an air raid situation is being created over here, where an air raid alarm will be soon on, and there on. After that, the casualties, the mock casualties basically will be rescued from here, and the injured people will be rescued from here. So that is the scenario which is being made by the Amritsar administration. But one thing, Amritsar administration has made it very clear that yes, there is no need to panic. This mock drill is going to start in short while, and it's going to continue till 7 p.m. and after that there will be a blackout in Amritsar from 8 to 8:30 p.m. So as far as the people are concerned of this border region, the border district, the people are very, very cooperative, and you can see the people of the civil defense, the people of the police, and the people from various spheres. And now you can see behind me that there is a fire being set up, which is being extinguished, and a scene is being created. This drill has started in Amritsar. And soon there will be a battery of ambulances, a battery of fire brigades which will be coming to rescue the people. You can see in the visuals that this drill has kicked off. Sirens are blowing now. You can hear the sirens have started to blow here in Amritsar as part of this drill. And the announcements are being made that an air raid has happened in Amritsar. An air raid has happened in Amritsar. This is the announcement being made as part of this mock drill. And now you can see that the people, the self-defense people are getting on a high alert. As the siren blows, the fires are put on, and all the ambulances are basically all set to come into action as soon as the drill proceeds on. So in the first phase also, the people were very responsive when it came to the blackouts. The people stayed indoors as well. They even were not on the rooftops. And you can see in the visuals now that how one person carrying a red flag making an announcement that there's an emergency situation, an air raid has taken place, and the drill is kicked off here. And there will be this is a Ranjit Avenue area, which is basically inside this in the city of this border district. But with with people being very responsive. There's a huge gathering of self-defense personnel who have come here voluntarily to be part of the mock drill. And you can see that these blasts are being created, and now the people are falling down. As soon as this air raid blast took place, and you can hear the blast sounds, and the people are falling on the road, crying as they're injured. And you can see the pedestrians also, all who are moving in the street in a situation like this, they are fell down and injured. And this is the mock drill under the Operation Shield has kicked off. You can hear the sounds of the blast that are being done here as part of this mock drill. Although administration has categorically told people nothing to panic, nothing to worry, this is a drill. But it has been done very, very professionally by the civil defense personnel. And now alarms are being made that people hand. You can see there from the far side that how a fire brigade is rushing in. A fire brigade is rushing in to control the situation as the fire is set here. So these are all the scenes here from Amritsar, where the mock drill is taking place in the second phase.
Oh yes, absolutely, Aseem, and it is certainly very encouraging to
look at
see
this,
how
the fire brigade.
receptive people are on the ground to understand the importance of such an exercise, to understand that it is in their benefit if they cooperate with the emergency teams, because together we'll be able to tackle the situation much better. Brijesh Toshi, I want to come back to you with this point, as you'll also show us the pictures in Ahmedabad, because it greatly reduces the work of our forces. If it does not reduce, but it helps them to a large extent when the civilians are ready, when they are in sync with how the operation is panning out, when they know what they have to do next, then the forces can focus on the operation in a much channelized way.
Definitely, Shweta. See, the mock drill was conducted in Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar as well around 5 to 5:30 p.m. Short while ago. But the focus was not the people, focus was the agencies or the coordination of the civil defense staff, how the civil defense volunteers will work in such kind of situation where the emergency attack happened or the air raid happened, what kind of the work they have to do, how they can evacuate the place where the airstrike has happened. So this is the scenario, this was the scenario given in the Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar as well. The mock drill was conducted around 5 to 5:30 p.m. Now there will be a blackout in certain parts of the different districts, though all the districts are following the mock drill under Operation Shield. But the main part is that how the agencies, coordinating agencies are working thoroughly, whether it is NCC, Home Guards or the civil defense volunteers. So main aim to achieve the coordination between these groups, how they can operate or how they can evacuate under such kind of situation without minimal, by doing the minimal casualties or by doing the minimal casualties to the people as well. So this kind of mock drill was done in the most part of the Gujarat was done. Right now in Ahmedabad as well, the mock drill was going on. But as I said, this is not for the people, but this is for the agencies. People are not involved in this mock drill under Operation Shield. This was the operational part for the agencies. How they can do the better communication, how can they do the better in such kind of situation. From the part 1, which we show in the, which we have shown in the seen in the on 7th May mock drill. So now it's time to move on with the mock drills. How better coordination done with the agencies, how they can work better on the ground if any kind of emergency situation happen, how they can reach to the spot, how they can evacuate people from there, how there will be if there will be any kind of casualties, how they can reach to them. So this was the main motto of this mock drill and Operation Shield.
I want to thank all our reporters for joining us this evening, and most importantly showing what exactly is happening in their city and how receptive people are when it comes to being a part of this mock drill. Of course, we'll also get you details of when the blackout happens at 8 p.m. and how exactly do civilians cooperate with the emergency teams to ensure that this mock drill exercise is a success.